My philosophy for this home was to preserve the beautiful details of a typical brownstone in Brooklyn while adding modern finishes that will patina and age with our clients. It's important to create a feeling of coziness and home, right? Something that you want to come back to, relax, and just sort of be yourself. You know, that's what home is about. It's not a showroom of any sort. It's your home, and it's supposed to be built towards you. My name is Paulina Hospod. I am the owner and principal of AHA Interiors, and we're based in Queens, New York. We opened our firm in 2013. It was myself and my brother-in-law. He was a carpenter. I was a designer finishing my second school. I worked for a construction company. I think he had a contractor that wanted to give him a project, so we said, all right, let's do it, right? So I started on shop drawings. He started on fabricating. We rented a little spot under somebody else, like we didn't even have a shop yet. And those two projects that a contractor gave us built enough sort of budget for us to rent our own place a year later. Today we're in Brooklyn, in Park Slope, New York, in our 2nd Street townhouse project. I got introduced to the project by our previous client contacting us and looking for a home. So they were living in an apartment in Brooklyn, not far from here actually. And now they were looking for a townhouse, which is just amazing because I was looking to do another townhouse in Brooklyn. And I actually helped them look for a townhouse as well to see if it has good bones, if there's any preservation that we can do, meaning, you know, old bones, old details. So in this project specifically, we have a ton of built-in cabinetry, and something that we try to be unique about. There's some inlays with vinyl, there's inlays with fabrics and stuff, and having a fabrication shop helped us. Having my brother-in-law being the fabricator in the shop helped us, I think, customize this home for our client. And I think what's important is for us to create unique homes and homes that our clients can live forever, and they're customized to their sort of needs. Right when I walk into the home, you enter to a great room, which combines our dining room and a living room. The overall design concept for this area was wood tones and linen and deep colors, along with alabaster stone and onyx on the dining room table. We just sort of were playful with patterns and finishes and textures in this room. In this project, most of the furniture has been selected by us, but there was one piece of furniture that actually our clients had already. They found it in an antique place, and this is the entry cabinet here, the console that they use. They actually sent me a photo of it, and they asked, okay, do you think we can use it, you know? And they wanted me to be honest, and I really loved it, so we've included it in the design. In New York City, I think storage is one of the most important parts of a project that we try to create for our clients, right? I like to have specific areas for specific stuff, right? So for our closets in their dining entry area, everybody has a separate kind of piece of storage space. In the entry, everybody has their cubicle, right? So storage, very important for us, and custom storage, you know, the more the merrier. This living room area was perfect for including a liquor cabinet alongside a wine refrigerator, which we added custom with custom fronts. This is a Sub-Zero refrigerator, which we also love to use. The two chairs are actually swivel chairs by the window, and we made them custom. So they have a custom fabric in the front, which is sort of like a mohair yellow mustard, which I love, and with a beautiful different fabric on the back, and they were custom made in Los Angeles. It's actually one of my favorite pieces here. This beautiful chandelier, I was actually super glad that the clients liked it because it has a green and white crystal. It's actually from Soho Home. Once you move past the living room, you enter into the dining area. We were looking for a table for quite some time. I wanted to have a round table, which my client agreed on. I think this is the perfect sort of a shape for entertaining, for family gatherings, and it actually fit the space beautifully. It took us months. I think it was one of the last pieces that we chose for this space, but it's a RH table with an onyx top and beautiful bronze details. It's super heavy. It's like 300 pounds. So I think it was like 5 guys that had to move it in here. I have an upstate home, which we have the same chairs in a different fabric. And I told my clients that when we have holidays, we spend hours and hours and hours sitting on chairs. So for me, a really comfortable dining chair is everything, because then everybody wants to stay longer. Family wants to gather and chat and talk. So I specified these chairs and just chose a different fabric for them. If something is uncomfortable, looks pretty, it just doesn't work for homes that we create. I wanted a circle or something that sort of floats over our dining table, and I found this alabaster piece that sort of hangs on these tiny little cables that are almost invisible in the nighttime. I think it's a perfect addition to a round table and something that glows sort of like under a moon. We had conversations with our clients whether we opened the kitchen into the dining room and to the living room. But I think having those beautiful old doors, being able to salvage them, refinish them, and reuse them, just sort of how people used them 100 years ago to separate their dining and the kitchen, was very important. I don't think every layout needs to have an open kitchen layout, you know? We wanted a really large island. So this is actually the biggest slab that I could find in marble, 3/4 inch marble. And it's all in one piece, and it sits actually 5 on one side, on the longer side, and there's 2 additional hidden stools on the other side of the island. So the green chairs at the island are also Soho Home, which I love because being also a members club, Soho Home, Soho House, they create furniture that's durable, furniture that has good leather velvets, and it's also very comfortable. The clients like green, but also green is very calming color, right? So if using a color, I like to use colors that you can find in the nature. For the backsplash, it was no-brainer to use an Ansax tile. It's a tile that's handmade, it's glazed, it's beautiful, it has pink undertones, and it was a perfect addition to something that looks old, but it's actually new and brought into this home. When creating homes that have a lot of different spaces, I want to make sure that all of the spaces are different, yet somehow they work together. It's very important to me. We love function and also storage in this home. So one of the additions that we did here was 2 pull-outs, one on the right side and one on the left side of the stove, which has oils and spices. The island that actually faces the dining room area, the living room area, has a built-in drawers that looks sort of like a chest, and I really wanted that to be a little bit different from the rest of the kitchen because it faces us, it faces the living room, and I can actually see it being a part of like an older furniture piece. Probably because of my mom, I'm a huge jewelry junkie, right? So there's always a lot of bracelets on me, rings, and things that I actually sleep in. You know, I don't even remove my jewelry. That's how much I love it. So finding a piece that was like a jewel in this space above the island was super important. This was like a perfect texture alabaster with brass combination for this space. Adding a powder room, which was important to our clients, was tough. So we actually managed to add it to one of the pantries. The other pantry remained a storage area. It's super small. Pretty much nobody believed me that it's going to work. My clients did believe me, but none of my guys, I think, believed me that it's going to work. It was just so small. We ended up putting a toilet on the wall so the tank doesn't take a lot of space. The sink is actually a custom-made, pretty much, I think, 10 inches deep sink out of marble. And it has cutouts for your legs. So if somebody is super tall, you know, over 7 feet or something, your legs will actually fit under the sink. To carry out some of the arches that we're building in the home, this mosaic tile from Saks was a perfect addition for this floor. I mean, this is a powder room that every guest will use that's coming into the home for our clients. So it was important to use and choose a good mosaic marble tile. One of the first bedrooms that you see on the second floor is the primary bedroom for our clients. It's a large, spacious bedroom that incorporates different tones, blues and mustard, again, carrying out the theme of colors from downstairs. I think using darker colors in a primary bedroom creates a sense of coziness and lets a client relax after a long day at work. Oh, I love this light fixture. This light fixture was chosen in a showroom. I think I saw it. And just sort of the green emerald crystal on this light was a perfect addition to this bedroom. Behind the bed, we actually had additional space. The wall was popping out because it was an old fireplace. Unfortunately, it was not a functional fireplace. So we closed it out, but that gave us niches on both sides of the bed to create oak nighttime table in a darker stain with a marble countertop. We wanted to add the arched background in a darker moody color. And I also love marble, so the knobs are these round, beautiful marble knobs from a company, Low & Co. To the left here, we have a walk-in closet. And although for some standards, a very large walk-in closet, on the left we have his and on the right we have hers. There was not enough storage for shoes. So I came up with an idea to create another arch in the bedroom, which now has built-in doors, which we custom made in the shop, and it's a shoe closet. For the primary bathroom, I really wanted something that looks classy. It incorporates a lighter marble tile. It has black accents that are very specific to historic homes. It has Robin arch, beautiful medicine cabinets that actually are additional storage for the client. The accent that you see in the shower is actually the first arch that we created, and that's how the whole arches additional to this home started. We wanted to have a beautiful accent that now incorporates a mosaic Saks tile. All of the tiles in every single bathroom is different, but having it from the same company makes the design cohesive and the entire home work together. The floors are heated in this primary. All of the bathrooms in this townhouse are heated. That was something that was important for our clients. We chose a porcelain durable tile by Saks to accomplish that goal for the clients. One of my favorite pieces in this bathroom is the custom vanity. It's a walnut vanity with a marble countertops. Our client also wanted a bathtub, so this is one of the biggest bathtubs that spans wall to wall. It's, again, another piece that's super heavy because it's stone, so I think it's 400 pounds. Super heavy. The lights, although are different company than the primary bedroom ceiling light, are related in design, I feel, in the form with the fluted crystal glass. We wanted to have a home for our clients that preserved a little bit of the past, but also modernized it for their family living. So I think what's important is for us to create unique homes and homes that our clients can live forever, and they're customized to their sort of needs.